It's one of the reasons why we have a lot of deceit, because people now have to fake a lot of things. People now have to lie about a lot of things. Just for instance, let me bring it into real estate. When I joined the real estate business, I used to ask questions. Why is it that this is the property we want to sell? Part of the land is not dry, it has water. It's not waterlogged, but it has water. It's a bit mushy, right? It's not swampy. Even if it's swampy, you know, some people take this other part of it to show you. They don't want to show you that mushy or the water part. I'm like, I keep asking, why are you guys doing your video in this part? You're not doing your video showing the entire thing. You know why? It's because of some people. I don't blame them. Because when people like me, when I show you that the road is not very good, you will not buy from me. You will go and buy from somebody else that is showing you that the road is sugarcoating it. So, I mean, hi guys, welcome to another episode of Tea Talk with Goodness Usman, your number one real estate talk show in Africa. Thanks to each and every one of you who keeps coming back every week to watch the show. I am delighted to have every one of you watching the show right now, even though I can't see you, but hey, I can feel your presence, and I'll feel it more if you just go right ahead to send in your comment. Put in the comment section what you think about the show in general. And of course, as we usually say, that it is important that you give us the topics you want us to talk about, have conversation on the show, and we're going to get right into it. All right, so before we go right into today's topic, as we roll, yes, for those of us who already know about the show, but if this is your very first time, it's okay. Welcome to the family. Oh my God, we're so grateful that you're here. I think on this show, my producer is back on the camera. I think it's about time we start having like shaka or a bell that will ring for our new people when they join the folks. So if you're new, please go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is Nigeria Realty 24/7, and trust me, on this channel we talk about how it will make your life easy as a real estate investor in the Nigerian real estate market. And if you're an intending investor, we encourage you to come into the market, because we're going to be giving you tips to help you harness the high return on your investment. So, as our tradition, I need you to get a cup of coffee, a glass of water, a glass of wine, cup of green tea, like me, whatever, whichever one suits you. Relax. I mean, that's why we try to do this show on a weekend when you are more relaxed, so that you can watch it, digest it, be part of the conversation, and also learn, and even probably unlearn. So yes, I am going right ahead with my own green tea, shall we? Oh, one more. Ooh. Oh my God. It is always a fantastic time or a pleasure anytime I get to sip my green tea. You guys should not mind me. You see, it's on this show that I'm using this cup. Oh. You don't want to see my alagbada cup that I make. So off the camera. Okay, they are laughing at me off the camera and say what day they're going to. Don't worry. I think on next episode I'm going to bring my alagbada cup. My own tea cup is more than this jug. You're saying right here. Anyway, that's by the way side. Okay, so we're gonna get right into today's conversation. Yay! We have different segments on the show, but this particular episode today, we're just gonna have a conversation as usual. So I'm going to call it Matters Arising. I mean, me and my team, we decided to call it Matter Arising. But then I'm just going to break it down to, you know, it's kind of going to be, it's kind of unscripted. Of course, majority of what we do here is unscripted, right? And this is a free space where we just talk about stuffs that has to do with the real estate market. We discuss anything to everything that has to do with real estate market, and most importantly, that is most of benefit to you as a real estate investor in the Nigeria real estate market, most especially Lagos, Lagos, Eko. I think I like to call Lagos Eko. I like the sound of it. You know now, you guys already know me. For those who know me, you know that I'm a proper Yoruba woman. Breaking it down, I'm a Okun woman. Yeah, but a proud Okun woman. See, let's not even go into that Okun. We Okun people. Hey, if I tell you the attributes of a proper Okun woman and an Okun person, but that's the topic for another day. So let's get right into it. So matters arise in the new Lagos. Matters arise in new Lagos. I know all of you are on the street of the internet and you've seen, you've heard, there's so many conversations around this new Lagos. And then people are saying, which one is the new Lagos? Where exactly is the new Lagos? Some people will come and tell us, Ekpa is the new Lagos. Ibejuleki is the new Lagos. Some people say, even Shobutedo. Where gang is the new Lagos? So we're going to I'm just going to pour my heart out, tell you guys what I think, and then we'll have this conversation around this matter arising new Lagos. All right, so before we get right into the heart of the conversation, the heated conversation, I'm going to tell you guys a story. So around 7 or 8 years ago, it's 8 years, 8 9 years ago. I used to work in an engineering firm in Lekki. And then when we ask you, where do you live? When you say Aja, we get to do this. There's this subtle look we give you. There's that look we give you like Aja, because then I lived in the Jakonde then, yes, Jakonde, and I was like Aja. So when you tell me you live in Aja, and a couple of other people, when you say you live in Aja, it's even bad enough that at us then you were living in Jakonde. I mean, that's where I could afford in my choncholo room. So when I meet people or my colleagues tell me they live in Aja, Abdul I'm like, hello, why? I keep wondering, why did we even ever kind of stigmatize or kind of shade? Not stigmatize, let me not use the word stigmatize, but then we shade people who live in Aja back then. Little did I know that I would end up living in Aja. Now, story for another day. The reason why I ended up living in Aja, and I didn't believe myself when I moved into Aja. But anyway, that story is, when they say life, when life now happens, you now be like, you get a. Anyway, so I wonder, now thinking about it, why do we even frown at people when they say they live in Nigeria? I'm talking about Ajah. I'm not even talking about Shango Tedo, let alone you say, I will what? Excuse me. You now start hearing, it's not Lagos? It's that in Lagos State? You now want to mess yourself up. You now say, okay, your uncle or your daddy or your mommy has a house in the main estates. So you are living in, you could buy. You're in that kind of equal pie situation because first off, the traffic that will murder you before you get to Lekki one. It's not the case of already know they complain. You will complain and you will whine. In fact, you beg your boss if you can sleep in the office. You're not better than someone that is coming from Ibadan. I think somebody that is coming from Ibadan is even better than you in that case. Do you understand? So all of this, I think the reason why we all had that, shade people is majorly, it's not about class only, because of course it's built around class. It's majorly traffic. Because when you hear Aja, what you just comes to your mind is traffic zone, traffic zone, traffic zone, traffic zone, traffic zone. That's all that comes to. And I kid you not, because back then this Jubilee Bridge that we see now in Aja has not been constructed. And then I remembered, we had this massive, gigantic, I call it mansion, mansion roundabout. Honestly, I used to wonder who gave that concept of those huge, if you know Lekki around 10 years ago, you know what I'm talking about. Lekki phase 1 roundabout, the second roundabout, the third, the Jakonde, where this up onto Abarasaya, massive huge. No, I think Abarasaya didn't have that roundabout until later when Ambode did the roundabout. There was no roundabout at Abarasaya. It was somebody that came to do that roundabout, and then have that big a lot of fish there. I mean, those roundabouts were part of the problem why people, even when you even live in that country, coming down to Jakonde from Lekki, because my office is in off Admiralty Way in Lekki 1, and then I live in Jakonde. So commuting even from my office to Jakonde that time, I can leave my office 9 p.m. and don't get home until 12 sometimes. It's that bad sometimes. I mean, see me that I left beggar to come stay close to my office. So what I'm talking about is those period. The reason why we had those shading, those look, people give you that look, is because of the traffic. It's majorly because of the traffic. And then of course now you know how we do things on the island. Now they feel like this one I don't get money. This one is the class thing now comes in. Now let's break it down to now when government suddenly realized that those roundabouts were completely unnecessary. I mean, we need to move to modern times, and then they brought in the idea of the traffic light. And then God bless Governor Ambo, they did the Jubilee Bridge, which of course eased off traffic in this area. Now, bringing it down to when I now moved into Ajaz's. I had a cousin who wanted to buy property in Okunwaja, not even down Okunwaja, just this Abramadesanya road. When before it's just by Abramadesanya, it's not even far, and they were offering him for I think 5 million, 6 million. No, I think they were asking him to say pay 7 million naira, but we were negotiating 5 million naira. At the point, he said it's even not a dry land. You should get for which excuse it's expensive. They're not accepting his negotiation, and he didn't buy it. I remember when we now that's when I started getting into yesterday a few years later. I think 2 years after I got introduced into the real estate, and then I started talking about Orangeville. I remember that Orangeville was one of the first property I ever knew to talk about in Nigeria. And then we're selling, I think Orangeville was selling 6.5 million, 7 million. A lot of people still did not buy into it. Right, because they were now saying, so majority of the people who didn't buy, like my cousin there was saying that Maja is far, his office is in Marina. How will he, when he's done, because he wanted a place he can buy and just build, when he's done building, how will he be moving to work? Remember, me self, I still work in Lekki at that time. And then I'm like, it doesn't make sense actually, the traffic and all of that, blah, blah, blah. But he can manage, this is his house. Isha didn't buy it. Anyways, long story short, because it was far. Remember, I started with how I was commuting, and when I came to Aja, when I was living in Jakode, it was far, right? And then when I moved into Aja, it was still far. When I tell people I live in Aja, they still look at me like, okay. I mean, everyone will now, you get it. So when it now comes to investing, when I now moved into real estate fully, and then we now started telling people to come and buy Aja Shongotedo. Actually, that Shongotedo, I remembered I was one of the people who sold lands in Shongotedo for 3.5 million naira, excised land. Yes, I had clients who bought into a sea of land in this same Shongotedo, Monastery Road, not even one bush. This piece, it's not even a bush. It's a place where people are living right now. They bought it for 6 million naira. Sea of 6 million naira. This thing I'm talking about is still 6 years ago. It's not even somewhere between 6 to 5 years ago. Now, when these people were even buying, the people that were buying were just buying into the future of Aja because they didn't even see Aja as, not everybody still saw Aja as a place. I mean, let me now break it down. You know that 5 years ago, 6 years ago, if you told someone that your office space is in Aja, the way they will look at you, they will look at you like, are you sure you're a lacrim watch? I mean, they're just going to look down on you and your business. You know, Nigerians were very, what's the word now? The word in my mind, I don't want to say it. This is it's on the internet, and the other part of me is an actress. Today they will come and scream grant and scream munch it for me. I have to go and kabash with our way. But seriously, Nigerians have a funny way of looking at things. We like things being packaged. We have this kind of perception that we have that if you don't fall into that category, we have boxes. If you don't fall into that category, they don't treat you in a certain way. So, for instance, what I mean, then if you say your office, you sell luxury houses and your office is in Naija, some people frown at it. Some people don't care. If your office is in Naija, Badi, doesn't matter. What they are interested in is the genuinity, the availability, what you're saying, is it true? I don't know, and all of that. But largely Nigerians, I think we have this, even I don't know, but it's true, it's just the truth. They look at you, that's why you see that a lot of Nigerians want to look beyond who they are. Because the society, we judge them. We are very, to a large extent, we're very judgmental. Do you understand? That's why some people believe that, even on this tele, some people who would correct your grammar all the time. You're not sounding, I mean, you're not looking certain way, you're not wearing. I've seen people who tell me how I'm not wearing kilobank, hey, Kogi woman. Sorry, I'm all a bush girl. Like, man, they tell you, oh, why are you always wearing braids? You're not wearing bow straight. You're not looking certain way. You're not talking certain way. You go around saying like the way I'm talking now is a problem. Why did I take this matter? I know a papa of mine who said, "Oh yeah, goodness is back." I mean, the goodness, the unscripted is back. Yeah, I know you guys missed it. Anyway, we're back full flesh. Now, where I'm getting at is, let me just go straight to the point, right? We have a certain way at which we do things. We have a certain perception that we live by that I feel personally. Now, this is on a personal level. It's part of the problem we have in this country. It's part of the reason why we have a lot of deceit, because people now have to fake a lot of things. People now have to lie about a lot of things. Just for instance, let me bring it into real estate. When I joined the real estate business, I used to ask questions. Why is it that this is the property we want to sell? Part of the land is not dry, it has water. It's not waterlogged, but it has water. It's a bit mushy, right? It's not swampy. Even if it's swampy, you know, some people take this other part of it to show you. They don't want to show you that mushy or the water part. I'm like, I keep asking, why are you guys doing your video in this part? You're not doing your video showing the entire thing. You know why? It's because of some people. I don't blame them. Because when people like me, when I show you that the road is not very good, you will not buy from me. You go and buy from somebody else that is showing you that the road is sugarcoating it. So, I mean, I've seen situations even last year when someone came for a particular property allocation, and the person told me, "Thank you." The person approached me and said, "Thank you so much. I watched your video. Though I didn't buy this property from you, I bought it from somebody else." But it was because you had shown your own video, you showed the road network, you showed the entire estate, you explained that this place is going to take ages before this place is going to get developed. I'm not about that. It's a good investment. That if I had not seen your video before then, if it was only the video that I saw that I bought and I come here today, the person literally told me, "I'm going to fight this realtor." Because what the realtor showed me is as if this property is in Igboro, is in the town, But I bought and then I saw your video and I'm like, oh wow, really? Okay. But because I also said, it doesn't mean that it's a bad investment. It's a good investment, but it's just that it's a fast growing area. So it's not an excuse. But then I reason with them and say, sometimes when you show too much of the truth, the way it is, people, and I've said this over and over in this channel, people don't like the truth to be told. Some people don't like to be told the truth. I remember one of my mommy on this channel, she was like, how can not somebody not like to say, I've seen it. It's not even just in the business. Some people don't like truth, even one on one. You would have known someone that you don't like telling. When you said the truth, you just run away from you. Anyway, now back to the Aja Shongotedo Aziz. Now in 2023, Aja is now a place that is not affordable for some people. Aja Shongotedo is now becoming, some people cannot afford it anymore. I mean, 50 million naira to buy a plot of land in Aja. A sea of old land, though. I don't know about land that does not have title, all those complicated or monile land. They're not even cheap. Do you understand? Because another thing I knew about Aja, because living in Aja helped me. I just know this one of the monile, one of the main monile that if you're in Aja, you know the late Olumegbo. You know, he was one of the people that I saw some things happen with some suggestion. I'm like, okay, you just have to be careful and buy from a reliable company. And that's one of the things that made me stick to real estate companies. And of course, here we are. So what I'm saying is that back then, some people didn't see Aja as, some people saw the prospects. They saw the prospect he had. They had insight. They could see that they watched it and see that, okay, this is where things are moving into. Do you know how many people migrate into this Aziz now, this new Lagos? So I'm going somewhere, babe. Remember, we're talking about the new Lagos, right? Matters Horizon. Now, the new Lagos we're talking about, from my own angle, from my own view, it starts from Aja. Now, let's talk about the Fort Milan Bridge we have talked about. I've talked about it on this channel. I've shown you guys, right? It still starts from Aja. If you look at the Lekki Coastal Road they're going to do, Aja is still in it, right? So if you look at it safe, for those of us who live around Aja, you know, even if you live in VGC, with Ikota and all of that, Chevron, you're still you're in the neighborhood of Aja. So you'll see that when you're coming all the way from Lekki 1, you get to Jakonde, downward Agungi, the way things are, it changes. Even the atmosphere changes once you get to Aja downward. And now, people no longer can afford to live in Aja, Shongotedo, Abijo. In fact, you're a big boy now if you live in Aja, Shongotedo, Abijo. We now have office spaces. You ask some people, where is your office address? They'll tell you it's in Ekutu. Ekutu is down after Awoyaya Lakwe. That's Bogija area. There are complexes now, standard complexes, good offices in Ekutu. And I'm like, wow, when did this happen? In the space of 5 years. The rate at which rents shoot up in the last decade, half a decade, in these areas are just crazy. It's crazy. It's not just the plot land, how much you're buying a land or you're buying a house. The rental income in these areas the prices have shot like this. And why? Because the numbers of people that are migrating into Lagos, this part of Lagos, every day is massive. I mean, like, let me tell. I've said this before. Let me paint a scenario where you know that is this human beings? I mean, are you know how you people will joke and say, are you sure ghosts are not living amongst us in this area? Go to an estate now, a proper estate, the common estates that have supermarkets, or let's say go to supermarkets, go to shopping malls. You will see that there are shopping malls coming up every day. They are building shopping malls. The rate at which they are building shopping malls in the last 2-3 years. Supermarkets are coming up every day. And then you wonder, on a stretch, there are 4-5 big supermarkets. If you go to this one and you feel like, oh my God, I'm in a haze, there's a lot of crowd, you leave and go to the second one. It's the same. In fact, maybe triple the crowd you met in the first place. That's what I mean. By the time I've done this before, this has happened to me really countless times. You go to the photo, you just say to yourself, you know what? This one, just stay here. So I asked myself, why is it that I've never gone to any of these malls? I've never drove around and see it not busy. ShopRite, Blanco, Save, Ebano. In fact, all those ones you're going too far. Ebano, Blanco, those are even top rank. Your streets, your normal streets. You know, if you live in Ikota, the streets, you live in places like Thomas Estates, where I used to stay. The shops, those normal shops, those normal small supermarkets, on that stretch, you will never find it without people. Every time there are people there, a lot, and more coming out. Even the new ones, you see it piled up with crowd. So that tells you that there's a lot of people migrating into this part of Lagos. And then you now see when you're looking for rent, when you want to rent an apartment. I mean, I had to go through this last year. I had to change address and all of that. And then I realized that, man, you're checking a property right now and you're thinking about it. Maybe you don't like the way the compound is, or something is just making you weigh your option. Before you're done thinking, you call the agent. They tell you, sorry, madam, you don't go. Somebody paid for it 2 days ago. In fact, the way you were living, somebody paid for it. The same thing with these properties we do. You bring a property into the market, you see the price is changing. Before you know it is sold out. So what am I saying? Now it has moved away. There are the big boys now. If you say your office you live in Aja, I mean, you're not considered as a big boy now. You live in Aja. Which estate? They will tell you, you live in Aja. Do you understand? All the way to Aja, Shongotedo, Abijo, they're now the categories of big boys. Because Abijo now, especially if you live in the estate, the gated estates, where, I mean, let's talk about the avocado, right? If you live in the avocado now, there's 24 hours power supply. I have people who live in the avocado right now. They have a swimming pool. I was there the other day, I went to swim. I said, they're not the only one that be using the facility. We were part of the people that built this facility, so we're going to enjoy the facility together. They have a gym, right? Look at the place, littered up, neat, quiet, very easy, quiet for me. It's so peaceful and calm. Nobody don't want to live in such a very calm. I mean, for me, I don't want to live in a very loud place, right? So if you live in an estate like that, even if you live in Choice Garden is also very nice, very quiet and all of that. You live in Choice Garden. Do you know how many people? Oh God. Now, so you guys get the drift. Let's now move from. I talked about how people's offices are now in Ekutu. I mean, you want to do something with some people, and you ask where you are at their office. They tell you Ekutu, Bokicha. You see Ekutu, and I'm like, where is even this places? When I'm going for site and I'll check, I'm like, whoa. I mean, I plow that road nothing less than 4 times in a week, all the way into Ekpe, Ibejuleki. You will see new plazas coming up. And because of this road, let's not even now start with this road construction. They have done the Ekpe, Ibejuleki, the Eleko Junction inward Ekpe. I did a video. I'm going to upload it soon. I'll show you guys. Inward Ekpe. The governor commissioned it 2 days ago. That's when I'm recording this video. 2 days ago. He commissioned the 18.7 kilometer road. And then he talked about how the one they're doing right now, the other part, which is Eleko Junction, inward Abramadisanya here. I've shown you guys a video when I went to in front of Morganite. You see they're doing it. I've done a video showing you guys the if you have not watched it, you have to scroll down and go and watch it. Or let me just put it up there. These infrastructures is another thing that is opening up this place. Now, the major one is the new Lagos, the part that is the major new Lagos. So I'm saying that from my own angle, if you're talking about the new Lagos, it's from Aja all the way to Ekpe. In fact, I think it's going to further affect those Ijebu parts. Mark my words, in 2 years' time, see what is going to happen to Ijebu. I'm not joking. You know there are different Ijebu. Ijebu is saying Ijebu Kiniko. Those immediately you leave the boundary, that Mojoda boundary of Lagos and Ogun State. Those Ijebu is Shiniko, Ijebu Kiniko. There's plenty of them. Check, mark my words. You will see properties coming to the properties are coming. Not even you will see. I know a real estate company that have concluded a massive acres of land is coming to that place. Those places are not Lagos State, they are Ogun State. We have gone into Ogun State already. The development has entered Ogun State. You know why the current governor of Ogun State smartly did the road? You guys remember that the president came to commission that road as well. And that's why we have the toll gate and everything. You see that road, if you link Ijebu Ode to Ekpe, is this if you hear malo moto pimpi, malo moto pimpi, direct, it's straight direct. What I'm saying in no share is that the new Lagos is from Aja all the way into Ijebu. Yes, you heard me right. Like I said earlier, I know a real estate company that they will introduce it this year. So get ready, maybe mid-year or towards the end of the year. You will see it. So the question now is, all of this that we're seeing happening, you will still hear some people when we encourage people, buy Fairmont Green, or buy Ituno City, or buy Excel Garden, buy Perfection Estate, buy Morganite, Grassas Morganite, Cora Heights is in Bogije, buy it, keep it 2-3 years time, 5 years time, you would cash out and then, earnest your return. And then I still find some people say, oh, no. Goodness, I still want Aja. I don't want Epe. I don't want Ebenjineki. Why? It's too far. Hello. Mogbe. In 2023, someone still has the mentality of saying it's too far. Nothing is happening there. When I hear words of nothing is happening, I just wonder, hey my God, is it that I've not done my work properly? Or please, that's why I say that please, you people should be helping me to share my video. Let's more people know about what I'm telling you people. I'll give you an example. I've given you guys several examples actually. Do you know that even me personally, I kind of find it unreal when I come and talk about a plot of land selling around the Bejuleki Ekpe corridor for 20 million naira per plot. I kind of like ask, can someone pinch me? Pinch me now. This was the same 5 years ago that we sold Oshoroko for 1.5 million and we're literally begging some people. 1.5 million, sea of old land. It's not even untitled land. It's not even a question of untitled land. Sea of old land, 2 million. Some people bought it. 1.5. Those are very early investors. They will remember. I mean, how much do some people bought houses in Amen Estate 7 years ago, 10 years ago? How much? Ejeka saw. Even though some people felt the houses were overpriced even at that time. But even at that, how much did you buy it? Eleko. I mean, personally, when you say you live in Eleko 7-10 years ago, I wonder, me understand. Because when I drive there, it's like, well, I'm going on an excursion. I get it. But when it comes to real estate investment, you need foresight. It's foresight that make this man that is very massive. He has massive investments in Lagos. Chief Razak Okoya. He owns a massive investment in this corridor. I've always said it. That you will just imagine how much foresight this man has. He entered into this as this way before a lot of people jumped on it. I mean, he started from where we have the Chevron. He started from Chevron. Do you know how much hectares of land Chief owns in Chevron? All the way to VGC? Hey, downward Eleko. He has a factory, Eleganza, in Eleko, downward Eleko. Adjacent Pan-African US that looks abandoned, Abby. He's looking abandoned. Don't worry. When they evaluate that land and give you the value of that land, you and I will stop using the word abandoned. But what I'm saying is, he go into this as is 2 decades ago. So let's just say this entire conversation today is built around foresight. I feel like if you're a real estate investor, now please, if you're just buying one plot, please don't call yourself investor. I'm talking to the investors, go. Investors who are using this as a means to generate to generate wealth, to or create wealth, or use it as a means to build their net worth. Those are the people I'm talking to. Not I just want to hold one plot in my name. It doesn't matter, even if it's in Ibadan. Please, I'm not talking to you. I'm sorry. No offense, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people who truly are real estate investors, serial investors who look at it and say, okay, this is a very good market. This market is stable. Even when the whole economy is the way it is, you know we're doing well, right? Real estate market did well last year. The forecast. Oh, I didn't do the forecast. I didn't do the outlook. Oh my God, my bad. So sorry, guys. We're still going to bring it back no matter what time, actually. The outlook, go and look at the outlook. Real estate did well last year. And the forecast still says that real estate is not just stable, but it's going to do well. The real estate market is going to do well. And which market are we even talking about? Apart from the high-end market, even this low-end market is still going to do well. Because I mean, I feel like as an investor, apart from there are different types of real estate investments you can do in real estate. We have the lower end, we have the high end, we have the middle end, right? The ones we are still even talking about is still in between low end to be honest. Well, some part of them is becoming. I mean, if you're buying the 30 Coral Heights at 30 million all inclusive, she's beginning to be in middle end, right? Exactly. So what I'm saying is, as a real estate investor, a serial investor, you're sitting down and then you're mapping out, where do I put my money? I mean, we all know this money is paper. You put money in the bank. I mean, don't even get me started on our naira. I mean, we see that CBN is doing a lot. Gosh, if you are in Nigeria, I salute you. How are you? Sorry, I have to take a pause. In Nigeria, how are you? How are you doing? Hey, because we have to greet ourselves. We have to salute ourselves. If you're in Nigeria abroad, I don't know what is happening in your vicinity. I cannot talk for you. I can only talk for we in Lagos. Hey, it's not just Lagos. We in Nigeria, even my mom in Kogi, we're dealing with the endless. I mean, it's becoming endless. Fuel scarcity. I'm buying fuel. I can't remember the last time I bought fuel at 190. They say it's now 195 naira, 185 naira officially. I can't remember the last time I did that. I'm literally buying fuel between 250 naira, 300, 250, 270, 300 in the last 4 weeks because we do inspection almost every day. And then you will now, after buying it, my own pain is you now spend 4-6 hours in traffic. The other thing I went to just this past week, me and my team, I looked at my team and I was like, guys, we went to shoot the content in Ibejuleki. And we were on a spot that was supposed to take us just how many minutes? Literally not up to 20 minutes. Guys, we spent 5 hours. So see what happened to us. We spent 5 hours. We've not eaten. We bought that fuel at 300 naira. No, 298 naira actually. They removed 2 naira away from 300. There's no water in the car. This was not an old up where there is drink. This is the first time in Lagos I will experience Lagos not having stuffs to buy in traffic. I kid you guys not. It was not even at night. It was not late. It was the traffic that made us, I mean, it was dark eventually. As in darkness caught us with us because we were in traffic. We were stuck in one port. Now it's not, what was the cause of the traffic? Of course, now filling station coil. Coupled with the road construction, the small diversion. But it's this fuel queue. And that's what everyone literally in Lagos has been going through. Fuel. So you will queue and still pay more. And then you have to pay for kegs and all of that. And then there's no light. Then you now top it. So the madness got worse this week because, sorry I used the word madness. Sorry, it just came out. But literally, if you're in Lagos right now, you'll be like, yeah, right. This old Emefiele CBN governor just added sugarcoat the whole thing with this cash thing, this cashless thing. So we don't even have cash to even say we want to buy water. I mean, we were thirsty. It was a very interesting situation. No cash, People up until now, some of my staff cannot come to work. They don't have cash. I don't even have cash. You want to buy anyways, again, if you're in Nigeria, what you are you doing? We'll hang in there or we'll not be fine. That's all I can say. So back to this old new Lagos conversation. What I want you to take out of this whole conversation today is that you just have to have that foresight. And if you don't know about the market, that's why I'm here. You don't know about the market, you're a Nigerian diaspora, or you live maybe in Ikeja, you don't really know anything about this area. That is why I am here. This is why I'm doing all of this. That's why I go out of my way, honestly, to come and say here that you guys have no idea what we go through. Especially we that we create content, that will create content back to back. I know some of you will always ask me, Madam, how do you do it? You upload video every day. How do you? Me and my team. You see, this is my team, eh? Hey. But for us in Nigeria, it's just what we have to do. I mean, we just really go above and beyond. Just because we want to be, we have promised that we are your eyes and ears right here. Because I have a lot of you who are in diaspora, you've not been in the country for a long time. So you look at us, you hear us, we show you these places so that you can, have the full, at least, if not the full information, but you have, good enough information to help you make these smart investments, key into these investments. So yes, some of you have invested in this new Lagos, which is starting from Aja. If you can't afford Aja, it's okay. If you can't afford Shogote, it's okay. But you can afford Ekpe, Ibejuleki. Don't follow them to say Ibejuleki is too far. I can't afford it. Now, there's one I also want to say. When we come and talk about property increase and say it's increasing, so people come and say, I know why some people say they take their time. It's okay. But when you take your time, I've always said it, be ready to pay more. I'll give you an example, yeah? Metro Bay was increased recently. In fact, they increased it in December. We came back and said, I bet leave this thing. Let people buy. And then some people just came this week and say, hey, Alpha, I want to buy Metro Bay. Shipping says 10.5. And I went, oh, sorry, it's no longer 10.5. 17. Say, when? But we were telling you, yeah, we saw it. But we just felt maybe they would chill. And I was like, yeah, they have chill. Now you have to pay 6.5 million naira extra. It's not even funny. You're like, okay, some of that time. This happened over and over. This is what I'm saying. Those people who are saying Ibejuleki is for Ekpe is for me, don't mind them. The airport is a forecast. Don't mind them. Which Dangote refinery? Is that what we need? Is that our problem? Maybe it's not. Is it not Nigeria? Nothing will happen. Nothing will ever work in our country. No problem. You see, you that you are listening to me, Ojare, that you are investing smartly. Bye. Don't worry. All of us will not invest. You see, we that we are investing now. Me, I bought Lagoon Front that time now. I bought Beachfront. I bought FM1. Abi? You see these people that are not investing with us now, no problem. They are the ones that will buy it at 100 million naira per plot. 150 million. Abi, if all of us invest, who is going to buy when it's high? Yeah, exactly. So it's okay. Choose the side that you want to belong. I mean, it sounds funny, but I mean, it's just the reality. Because the people who refuse to buy Aja at 7 million, 5 million, just 6 years ago, they are the one coming to buy it from those who bought at 5 million. Even those who bought 10 million, even those who bought, some of my clothes bought Meridian Boulevard at 14.5, 17.5. Yes, 14.5. It looked like an abandoned forest. We shot a film there, like a Cotonou border. It was so real. So truly, it looked abandoned. It looked like a forest. Like it looked like somewhere a kidnapping spot. So truly, when you come to a place and say nothing is happening there, it's not like you're wrong. But we're talking about foresight. It is important that we try to have foresight. Because what's the point buying a plot of land in a place? You now say, why is it that houses in Chevron is overpriced? When people use the word overpriced, and don't you think that house is overpriced in Aja? The question I ask is, what do you mean by overpriced? I mean, relating it to what exactly? Because if somebody bought a plot of land in Meridian Boulevard for 50 million now. I buy it now. And I'm going to build the house now. Current cement, reinforcement, wood. Let's not even go into interior tiles and all of those things. These basics. You know how much I'm going to buy those? You can't compare me to somebody who built the house 5 years ago, who probably bought the land as 14 million naira. Because even the cost of the land I'm going to build the house already is high. I'm buying it high already. So yes, the house will be high. Computing all of the factors together, the houses will be expensive. So when you use the word overpriced, from which standpoint of view, your own standpoint of view, yes, I get it actually. Some people can still sell it lesser, maybe 5 million naira. Yeah, we know some people now, when it comes to price, they can overhype their price. I get that. But don't say that Aja is overpriced, generalizing it. No. It's the market. It's premium. Aja is premium right now. We have houses in Aja that is 300 million naira per one. Yes. Lekki County, how much are you buying the house? Chevron here, how much are you buying the house? So don't wait until what's happened in Aja, Shongotedu, to some people, happens in Ibejuleki. And see, Bogite, I said it last year that you guys should watch. You see, Awoyaya, Lakwe, and Bogite is going to pick up in a speed that everybody will wonder what's happening. Eleko. Is that not what's happening right now? Now, they are beginning to bring out properties in those areas, Abi. It's opening up more, Abi. Okay, we're beginning to pay attention. They're beginning to see lands coming out. The one we launched recently, Kora Heights is selling at 30 million all inclusive by Umo Resorts. We're selling Fairmont Green right now, 18 million naira, all inclusive 21,250. If you don't buy it now, some people will still buy Fairmont Green at 35 million naira. Even the new estates that will be coming up now will be more expensive. You're seeing Exec Garden, all these people selling 3 million naira per plot, no title. If you go into Core Ibejuleki now, the Dangote refinery houses, you don't know how plot of land is selling 30 million, 35 million naira, C of O. Verify, so even the ones that are not C of O, they're selling at that rate. So what I'm saying is, as an investor in this market, a serial investor, the question you should ask yourself is, where is the narrative going? Where is development going? What's happening? What's Lagos State doing? Why is Lagos State suddenly rehabilitating these roads? They want to do Fort Milan Bridge. Yeah, you might say it's political campaign. Okay, I hear you. The one that they've done from Eleko to Ekpe is political campaign. Dangote refinery is political campaign. The seaport, the rice mill they opened, the theater center that they're going to start, the film village, that government is going to do in Ekpe, in collaboration with other private people, other filmmakers, is political campaign. Oh God. Whether we like it, whether you and I like it or not, irrespective of what the government is doing, let's look at these multi-million dollars projects that are already stated in this location. And the fact that is unfolding right before our eyes is, you need to sit in these areas. That's what I'll tell you. I've said it over and over that this airport that is coming, the Ibejuleki airport or Ekpe airport, whichever way they want to target, is a private partnership. Hey, this seaport. Anyways, let's just cap it here. What I want you to go away with today, because I mean the video is already longer than expected, but I mean it's a conversation. So what I want you to take home is, what's your level of foresight do you have? How are you positioning yourself right now with these investments? Where are you putting your money? I mean, I know a lot of us who bought properties at 4 million naira 3 years ago. That is now 8 million, 10 million naira. The real value, I'm not talking about escalated value, because again, there's other part of it that you have escalated value that if you tell someone to sell that land for you right now, you won't get that value. It's just unnecessarily inflated. But the real value, I mean, Gracious Morganites that we sold, some people bought Gracious Morganite half plot for 7.5 million naira, right? If you want to sell it now, you won't sell that half plot nothing less than 20 million naira. That's real value. And the road, government just got to the front of Gracious Morganites. So when I say my clients are making money in their sleep, it's not marketing gimmicks. It is facts. Facts. Fat, real fat. Somebody that bought two plots in Grassas Morgan, maybe bought you at 15 million naira per plot when it was 15 million naira per plot. Now you're selling it at how much? Let's even say if you want to throw it, you want to just dispose it now, maybe 30 million naira. 30 million naira times two plots is 60 million naira. Okay, the person bought you at 30 million naira. Now he has got 100% in less than 2 years. Come on, guys. What would you put that money in? I mean, I know that there are other businesses you can do, but what I'm saying is those other businesses you will do, you will put your energy, time, and you will still spend more than that, just that money. But this one you just did was called goodness, and then do your checks, and then did your finding, and then you put the money there, and then you go about your life. This is hey gosh, if you're very intentional about creating wealth for generations, if you're very intentional about growing your net worth at a certain speed, and you're not owning real estate, you're not strategically investing in some places. Now, this is not just investment for I want to live in a place. The real investment, I'm putting my money to work for me here. And then forecast, okay, I put my money here in 2 years' time, 4 years' time, what's going to happen to it? I mean, Lagoon Funds, when we bought it at 7.5 million naira. Lagoon Funds, what? The real market value is about 20 million. It's 20 million naira, yeah. It's not about, it's 20 million naira actually. But some people will forecast it and say it's 30 million naira. So even 7.5 to 2 million, 20 million in space of 2 years without doing anything. I mean, like, you just, in fact, some people have even forgotten that they have a land there, right? Like, you literally don't bother your head about it because, I mean, you bought it, the checks are there, you've probably collected, even if you haven't collected your application, you're going to get your allocation, right? So, there are no certain ways to, easier ways, rather. There are other ways, but I'm saying this is an easier route. Why don't you take it? So, in closing, I'm saying to you, watching me, if you're yet to buy into Fairmont Green, you're yet to buy into, see, even the commercial plot is coming. From 1,000 square meter, 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira per square meter. So it means that it's 50 million naira commercial plots. If you don't buy it now, if you have reasons, if your business, hey, God, this conversation, we're going to have a part two to it. So let me just close it here. I promise you guys, we're going to do a part two to this conversation. So the thing is, after watching this video, sit down and think about it. There are so many good investment that you can catch up on. And it's not a exaggerated return. They're going to actually give you a return on your investment because considering everything that's going to come into these areas, that is already in these areas, and then give it another 5 years. I mean, if 5 years ago I couldn't believe the level of the way things has moved, I mean, and knowing the fact that Nigeria, when prices have gone up in Nigeria, it doesn't really come down. So when people say it's crashing somewhere, I laugh. Nigeria, it crash. How? Anyways, thank you so much, guys. I'd love to wrap this episode up at this point. Like I said, we're going to have it part two to it, and then I'll see you guys at the next episode. Please don't forget that my name is Goodness Usman, and I'm here for you. Whether you are an existing real estate investor in this market or you're new, in fact, especially if you're new, I'm ready. I'm here. I'm available to help you. Let's have a conversation around your investment. Let's see which one is good for you at the moment, which one you should put your money. Just discuss with me. What amount do you have? See, I always say it. If Fairmont Green is selling at 18 million naira per plot, on non-inclusive, you don't have to have that 18 million naira cash. Just 1 million naira is what you need. Metro Bay, people who bought Metro Bay last year, they bought with initial deposit 1 million naira. Now, if you are buying Metro Bay at 17 million naira, the initial deposit is 3 million naira. Right. Paragon, some people bought with initial deposit of 3 million naira. Now it's 5 million. So things are changing. Prices are on the rising. That's the one for me. Prices are rising. So this is the best time for you to buy. Honestly, this is not a marketing gimmicks. This is me coming to tell you that, come on, this is a gold mine you need to tap into continuously. You have bought before. Do you have the resources right now to buy more? Especially for those that have the resources, they have cash sitting around. You have cash lying around. You don't really have something you want to do with it. Put it into this investment. And I guarantee you that you will not regret ever doing so because I'm so sure. I mean, I'm putting my money into this estate. I bought Fairmont Green. Hey, hey, in fact, I bought residential, the first commercial. Now I'm changing into this one commercial with my long-term payment plan. Of course, you know me, I don't have money like people. But the truth is, it won't be nice at the end of the day if I keep dishing out this advice and I cannot take my own advice. It's like I'm giving you a medicine I cannot take. It doesn't even make sense. She understands. It's like when we're talking about land, but there are so many properties. I mean, Peak Resorts. Peak Resort is there. Oh. Hey, I can't jump on as many as I would have loved. In fact, if I have my way, I will own every property that I sell, especially the ones I'm very, I've streamlined down to. So if I can use my own money to buy into these properties, you should know that it's as good as gold. It means that it shows the level of confidence that I have. When people ask me, Paragon, can you live in Paragon? Are you joking? Hey, watch me. Get, get, get. We're gonna go and see you guys later. Thank you so much once again for watching this episode with me. Please put it in the comment section. What do you think about everything we've discussed? Yeah, if you're a real estate investor, new, just coming in, or you're just someone who is not even considering this market for now, but you have an opinion, you want something, you have something to say, just really there. Make it interactive. And thank you to my usual fan. I have a particular fan base that once we drop it, like when they are done, they just pick their phone and then we have a conversation around it. And usually after the conversation, they get to now say, okay, now that I'm done with this, my investment, what is the next one? Thank you so much for those who are dedicated to this brand. Honestly, I can't thank you guys enough. I know a lot of people that will just say, okay, I'm done with this. I know these people who have a lot of portfolios with me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Even sometimes when, we're not perfect, we're trying to be, we're working towards perfection. I always say, I'm not a perfect person, no. I'm working towards perfection. And trust me, I'm trying as hard as I can. I wake up every day, I ask my team, how can we serve all of you better today? That's the first thing. They know. When I come in, they say, hey, see, oh, that's the question. They sing it out loud. How can we serve them better today? That's what we do. Because that's the question. We need to, look for how we can, better serve you guys. I do my research. I find out. I mean, I'm not about the noise. I always say it's always important to get, and I'm very careful what I put out here because I know people will trust me and they trust my word as a professional. So thank you again, once again, to everyone who has patronized me, who is patronizing me, the ones who will start patronizing me. I'm looking forward to you start to patronize me because I guess some people call me and say, well done, even though I didn't buy from you. Thank you. You're doing a good job. Thank you to you too. And I look forward to you patronizing me now. I would have said in the future, but how about we start it now? Why are we gonna wait for the future? We're gonna start it now, right? So hey, start patronizing me now. And for those who are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Now is the time. Come on, get aboard, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Because trust me, this year there's quite a lot of things. In fact, when I spoke with my team, I said, we have a lot of content to push out, but we can't be. Are we going to be uploading video 3 times in a day? That's how much content we have for you guys this year. So do what? Subscribe. Turn off your notification bell because here we're going to get a lot of information that are going to be very beneficial to you as a real estate investor. So I'm waiting for you to give me a call. Let me help you with your investment in Coral Eye and Fairmont Green. The price is increasing in 3 weeks time. Don't wait until it's increased. Don't wait to pay more. I know that some people want to wait, but don't wait to pay more. I mean, we have the Coral City is still selling. We have the Excel Garden still selling, Perfection. We have the Paragon. So many. The avocado, they're going to be closing the seals in just less than 1 week, about 1 week actually. So yes, and or any other one I can't mention that you've seen here or you've seen in other places you want us to help you with, please give me a call. But until then, ensure that you watching me, you remain safe and awesome, just the way you are. Yes, my name, of course, remains Goodness Usman, and I'm your beautiful special host, your fab lady realtor, and the queen of landlords makers. So I say to you guys, oh, double.